Welcome everyone to a brand new reaction video.
It is I, your host Dark.
And today we're back on the Rubbers channel reacting to a video called
Garfield.
Now Garfield is supposed to be some kind of horror manifestation of Garfield. Yeah, you know, the cat that loves to eat lasagna. And apparently he's also an SCP. Now I have reacted to an SCP-3166 Garfield animation before, but I haven't seen this one yet. So let's get straight into it. But before we do that, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and let me know if you like lasagna down below in the comments section. Warning! May depict. Whoa! Now hold on, I can't read that fast. I don't know what that warning said. If you guys were able to read it, please leave it down below. Okay.
Begin to run away as my fear catches in my throat, emerging as a strangled cry.
Okay.
I alternate between turning around and glancing back over my shoulder.
Obviously, this dude is being chased by Garfield, aka Garfield, aka SCP-3166.
Desperate to escape, but unwilling to let the thing out of my sight.
That's him.
Hello, everybody. I'm the
Hey,
Rubber.
what up,
Today,
Rubber?
we bring you SCP Foundation Euclid Class Object SCP-3166.
Now I try saying that 5 times in a row. I'll try it first. SCP Foundation Euclid Class Object SCP-3166. SCP Foundation Euclid Class.
SCP-3166
he looks
is a
like he needs some
2.1
sleep.
meter tall humanoid entity, presumed pataphysical in nature.
Humanoid? Isn't he like catanoid or whatever? He's a cat. So how is he humanoid? Is it because he walks on 2 legs? That's probably the reason, isn't it? Ugh, he looks so disgusting.
Known to manifest during periods when the Garfield media franchise is performing poorly in terms of public reception. The exterior layer of SCP-3166's body resembles a crudely made costume of the character Garfield.
Wait, a costume? Does that mean someone's inside Garfield wearing him? So what is he? Huh?
Which field inspection has shown to be composed of legitimate cat fur.
So it's actual
However,
cat fur.
analysis of SCP-3166's composition in the field has shown that its interior mass is composed entirely out of pasta, specifically lasagna.
Okay, this begs the question though. What kind of lasagna is it? Is it like disgusting? It's like old and spoiled? Or is it actual good lasagna that you could eat? Are you technically saying I could take a bite out of Garfield and I would maybe enjoy it? I don't really like lasagna, to be real honest with you guys. Do you? Do you guys like lasagna? Why do you like lasagna? Leave it down below.
SCP-3166 will appear in the vicinity of a suitable individual, hereafter referred to as the target, and move towards their location. Known targets of SCP-3166 have included individuals prominently involved in rival media to the Garfield franchise.
Like what?
Individuals formerly involved in the production of the Garfield comic strip, individuals involved in parodies of the Garfield franchise, vocal critics of the Garfield franchise, and last but not least, Garfield creator Jim Davis.
Whoa.
This has only occurred on occasions where the negative reception Garfield was receiving could be traced back to Mr. Davis's poor management of the franchise.
Ah, so I guess that's why Garfield performs so well. Because if somebody fails and Garfield goes down,
they're dead.
Upon reaching its target, 3166 will attempt to inflict bodily harm upon them through a mixture of blunt force using nearby objects and force feeding of lasagna. The lasagna was obtained through self-disembowelment. During this process, SCP-3166 will vocalize by meowing, purring, and screeching in the manner of an extremely agitated cat. Lasagna outside SCP-3166's mass has proven to be an effective form of bait for 3166.
So that explains how they probably caught him. They probably made like a cell with lasagna in it and then he fell straight for it. So SCP-3166, he's not really that smart.
Upon seeing the lasagna, SCP-3166 will abandon its original goal and instead attempt to incorporate the pasta into itself.
But wait, can't you just protect all the targets by making a bunch of lasagna? So much lasagna and just keep adding to it so you'll always be eating lasagna.
Lazada 1111 up to 90% off branded last flash deal. Shop now!
So much lasagna and just keep adding to it so you'll always be eating lasagna.
SCP-3166 first manifested on the 23rd of October 1989 within the Chicago offices of United Media.
But wait, he kind of looks cute. Look, he doesn't look that scary. So when did he turn into a scary being?
Who were the publishers of the Garfield comic strip at the time. Upon manifestation, 3166 wandered around the offices in a confused and distressed manner before indiscriminately assaulting any individuals present after security attempted to apprehend it. It disappeared 20 minutes later.
So everybody knows about it?
Foundation agents responding to the situation distributed amnestics as appropriate. Over the course of the following week, similar manifestations took place at several United Media offices around the country.
Wait, so can Garfield, like, teleport, or how does he move around?
Ending on the 29th of October 1989. Following that date, 3166 altered its behavior to its current form.
Okay.
The week of Garfield comic strips below, beginning on the 23rd of October 1989, was believed to be its pataphysical awakening.
Why? What happened?
Day 1. The 23rd of October 1989. Garfield woke up from a sleep and felt an eerie sensation. As he was walking out of his room, he did not feel right.
Wait, is this an actual comic? Like a real comic? Or is this just a part of the story?
As if the place was not his own home. Day 2. The 24th of October 1989. He felt lonely because the house was empty. John was not home, and so was Odie. Day 3.
What?
The 25th of October 1989. Garfield thought to himself, John must be at the grocery. There was a for sale sign outside of his house, and the house looks like it had been abandoned for a long time.
So does that mean he was imagining John and Odie? Or did John and Odie abandon Garfield?
Day 4. The 26th of October 1989.
Crisis is
Garfield had the shock of his life. If the house had been abandoned for a long time, it means that he has not lived there for many years. Day 5.
I'm confused.
The 27th of October 1989. Garfield welcomed John and Odie, and they brought home his food. However, this was entirely Garfield's imagination. Garfield grappled with his greatest fear.
Wait.
Loneliness.
Is this a real comic? I don't know if this is a real comic. Can somebody do the research for me?
Day 6. The 28th of October 1989. This strip started with a drawing of a horrified eye, and it wrote, after years of taking life for granted, Garfield is shaken by a horrifying vision of the inevitable process called
That's
time.
Kind of dark.
Garfield cried out, I don't want to be alone. At the corner end of the comic strip wrote, an imagination is a powerful tool. It can tint memories of the past, shape perceptions of the present, or paint a future so vivid that it can entice or terrify.
Or it can also summon something called Garfield into real life. So be careful what kind of comics you draw.
All depending upon how we conduct ourselves today. Initially, individuals involved with production of Garfield comic strips claimed to have no memory on working on that week's strips. All researchers working on 3166 containment are to familiarize themselves on this material. Using tissue samples taken by Agent Mueller during SCP-316's most recent manifestation, genetic analysis of the meat present within the lasagna has shown it to be genetically identical to Garfield creator Jim Davis.
What? How does that even work? I'm not even gonna question it. What I am curious about, though, is if they can contain Garfield, have they tried killing him? Why did or did it not work? Matter of fact, does the SCP Foundation even try to kill SCPs, or do they try to keep them alive? Oh, that's actually a good question. I've never thought about that. If you guys have the answer, you know what to do. Leave it down below in the comment section. And hey, if you haven't left a like,
for some reason,
leave a like right now, or else Garfield's gonna eat you like some raw lasagna.
The implications of this are currently unclear. However, during surveillance of Mr. Davis by containment teams, he has complained of severe mosquito bites in the night, on a number of occasions immediately preceding 3166 manifestation.
Huh?
In order to contain 3166, the Garfield media franchise is to remain active and successful for as long as feasibly possible. Funding is to be provided to any Garfield media ventures via Foundation front companies present in the comic and film industries. Agents embedded within Paws Incorporated, which is the sole owner of the rights to Garfield, and Andrews McMeel Syndication, primary distributors of the Garfield comic strip, are to place targeted mimetic agents in outgoing comic strip.
But wait, is Garfield even successful? When's the last time you ever heard of Garfield? I know there's been a couple of movies. I don't know anyone who reads the comics though. Do you?
Encouraging the retention of a sizable Garfield fan base and discouraging Jim Davis from discontinuing Garfield.
Oh, that must suck.
Agents are to monitor individuals at significant risk of attack from 3166. In the event of a 3166 manifestation, agents are to use supplied frozen lasagna to lure 3166 away from its target and dispatch it once out of public view. Any witnesses are then to be administered amnestics as appropriate for their level of exposure.
I still don't understand how Garfield can escape containment. Like, can he teleport? Does he just disappear? If you put him in a steel room that's 1 by 1, like how the hell is he ever gonna get out of there?
The below article is an associated tale written by I Am the Oga on the 30th of August.
Imagine a future where incredible robots are our trusted companions.
On the 30th of August of
2018, that's 2 years ago.
I walk down the street on my way home after a long night. It's not yet fully raining, but there's still a slight drizzle about. I put on my waterproof jacket, but while it keeps me dry, it does nothing against the chill of the quiet night air. The office wasn't a pleasant place today.
You worked at the office.
The strip isn't doing so well, and the numbers are going down.
Uh-oh.
Being a new hire is rough. I cannot say that the fading popularity surprises me. It's been the same stale strip for years now. But apparently, some investors were really upset. Some suits were prowling around today, asking questions and taking names. I stopped for a minute, pulling out my phone to confirm a sneaking suspicion.
He's being followed.
Yep, I went the wrong way.
He's probably still being
followed. I shouldn't be anywhere near the park. It is easy to get lost in the rain. I sigh and turn around, resigning myself to another miserable 10 minutes of slogging through the rain.
Oh,
there is a figure
gonna
in
get
front,
worse.
standing quietly under the street lamp.
With a bat?
I stop again, mildly unsettled by this. I call out to him, asking if he is okay, but no response comes. Instead, the figure begins to plod forward, taking a step into the light. The baggy suit slumps and sags with each step. The matted orange fur too dirty to be slicked down by the rain.
Oh no.
The lazy-eyed face is at an angle, crudely propped up upon the head, swaying as it advances. The tail drags in the puddles, only adding on to the stains already coating it and the rest of the body. It raises the old baseball bat it carries, picking up speed.
And then
I
he's
stumble
getting
back,
beaten up.
to run away as my fear catches in my throat, emerging as a strangled cry.
I'll be real honest, if this happened to me, I would not be able to run for... Well, actually, there's a thing called adrenaline, so maybe I would actually surprise myself. But I haven't worked out in... a long time. Let's keep it at that. I'm ashamed to say how long I've been sitting in this chair. But hey, if we get 10,000 likes on this video, I will stand up.
I alternate between turning around and glancing back over my shoulder.
Hey man, you done for.
But unwilling to let the thing out of my sight. It thumps the bat against the fence
playing
as it
with
runs, sickening thwack sounding with each blow. Too focused on the beast, I did not avoid the puddle, and my foot slides out from under me, sending me crashing to the ground.
But he survived because he posted this.
As the world whirls around me, seeing nothing but darkness and rain, a low, agonized meow sounds from above me, immediately followed by a crushing blow to the hip. I scream out in pain, but as I gasp for breath, a horrible, wet, tearing noise fills the air, accompanied by another guttural screech.
Ew,
then
lasagna,
a dripping, slimy mass is slammed into my face.
Now is where we're gonna find out if the lasagna tastes good.
And my monstrous assailant begins forcing fistfuls more down my throat.
How did it taste, though?
I hate Mondays.
What? Was that him? That was kind of a funny punchline, I ain't even gonna lie. It is Monday right now, and yes, I also hate Mondays, even though I got nothing to do on Monday. Anyways, guys, so that was today's SCP animation by